Hello, in this video we're going to do an example using something called the factor theorem. So we're going to go through this very carefully. So the question is to use, it's called the factor theorem, and I'll show you what that is. So we want to use the factor theorem to determine if x plus 4, okay, so we've got x plus 4 is a factor of, and we have our function here, f of x equals, this is a polynomial, it's a cubic, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6. Okay, and the problem isn't that hard, but I think understanding what's happening is more important. Okay, so let's go ahead and work through it. Solution. So the first thing we want to do is note what is the factor theorem. So the factor theorem basically says that the remainder is 0. So P of C here is the remainder. So this is the remainder. That's equal to P of C. Not P, sorry. Well, I'll use P for polynomial. Here it's F, but P of C is equal to 0 if and only if x minus C is a factor of P of x. Okay, and that's the factor theorem. Okay, so if the remainder is 0, the remainder here is P of C. So when the remainder is 0, x minus c is a factor. If x minus c is a factor, the remainder is 0. And it happens to be the actual function value at c, which is kind of cool. So all we have to do in this problem is actually divide by x plus 4. And if the remainder is 0, then we know that x plus 4 is a factor. So to do that, because x plus 4 is linear and the coefficient is 1, we can use what's called synthetic division. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to switch the sign. So negative 4, a little bracket here. And then right here, you write down the coefficients of your polynomial. So it'll be 1, and then 2, and then negative 5, and then negative 6. And then you draw a line like this. The very first step in synthetic division is oftentimes the sticking point, but all you have to do is bring that number down. So just bring it down. So there's 1. Then you multiply. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. We can add and we get negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. We add and we get 3. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. We add and we get negative 18. So the remainder is not 0. So the answer in this case is no, it is not a factor. So whenever you get 0, it is a factor, which is very useful. Not only does it tell you it's a factor, it tells you that C is a 0 of the polynomial, right? So that's what this means, right? This means that C is a 0 of your actual function in this case. It means if you plug it in, you get 0. So that's used later for finding zeros of polynomials or roots of equations. You use the factor theorem repeatedly in a certain process. In any case, that's it. Hopefully this video has been helpful and you've learned a little bit of mathematics. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Check out my courses. They're on Udemy, which is a great place to have courses, and it's a reputable place. But if you get them, use the links from the description of this video or from my website, mathsorcerer.com or freemathvids.com. As always, take care and good luck to you.